Hello guys. Okay, please excuse my little band right here because we are getting ready to go to the beach. So I have this on under my clothes, right? So anyway, I want to just briefly, while I have a minute, just share with you guys like how I met my husband and how we started talking at the end of March, and he proposed a month later at the end of April, and then we were married May 1st. So stay tuned. Okay, so when I met my husband, I had just got out of a relationship, so I was not looking for a relationship. I even told God, I said the next person that I talk to have to be my husband, because I'm not going to continue to waste my energy and my time with people just to start all over again. But I was not looking for a relationship because, like I said, I just got out of a relationship. And turns out, I found out that my husband had just got out of a relationship too. But it's just funny how God works. So we met in February, and I was going to a speaking engagement to do motivational speaking, because I spoke to youth about nonviolence. And so he was the facilitator there. And when I first met him, I was given his number to call as a contact for the person that was over the nonviolence program. He was very short with me, and I was like, oh my God, he is so stuck up. So I called him a couple of times to see if they had a PowerPoint projector hook up, and he was just like very short with me, and I was like, really? So when I went to the school and I met him and shook hands with him, he was just like, you have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. And I was like, okay, I know he liked me, but it's not happening because I was not looking for a relationship, right? So anyway, that was like February when we met. And after that, I was hired in with the nonviolence program to facilitate at 2 of the schools. He ended up taking me to a speaking engagement one day because I was using someone's car and I wasn't able to use it. And he was like, well, I'll take you. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. He's like, no, I don't mind, really. So he took me to the speaking engagement. And then afterwards, let me not forget, I had my 2 cousins with me because I was watching them. And so afterwards, he asked if we wanted to go get something to eat. And he took my 2 cousins with us as well and treated them out to eat. And then we dropped them off, and he went and introduced me to a couple of people. And then he went and introduced me to like his mom and his grandma, his aunties. And I was like, oh my God. And so one of his friends that he introduced me to was like, well, he wants to be a minister. And he was like, well, her dad's a pastor. And he was like, well, you guys might as well walk down the aisle right now. Mind you, we met in February. This is March. We weren't talking. This was just this particular day that he took me to my speaking engagement. So anyways, so afterwards, we went back over to my aunt's house, and we were in the driveway, and we were just talking, and we were just saying, he's like, I feel like I know you all my life. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I know you all my life. And we were just sitting in there talking like, oh my God, I will marry you today. Now this is crazy. I know it for some of you, this just blew your mind. You're like, what? You don't even know him, right? But when God is in it, that's just the way it happens, right? Because again, neither one of us was looking for a relationship. We had just got out of relationships. We just met each other. But this is just the way that things happen. And so again, this was like the end of March. Okay, so we made it official the end of March that we started talking. He started going to church with me, and I would go to church with him, and he met my parents, and my dad really liked him, which was a first because he normally doesn't like the people that I talk to. And so the end of April, he proposed to me, and it was after service, after church, and I thought he was playing, so I was like, yeah, when? And he was like, tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And I know it's crazy, and there's more to that story, and maybe I'll make another video if you guys comment and let me know. Maybe I'll make another video about the next day part and the dream that I had. Okay, so the next day we got married. What? Yes, we did. And listen, I was not into the big old ring and all this other stuff. I didn't have a big ring at that time. I think he went to Kmart and spent like $100 and something on a ring. But you know what? It didn't matter about the size to me, because we loved each other, and that was like the bottom line, you know. Yes, it happened quick. No, we weren't expecting it, but this is just like the way it happened. So we got married, and then we talked to our parents about having a ceremony. So 2 months later, we had a ceremony so that all of our family and everyone could come celebrate with us. So we have been married going on for 14 years now, so going on 15 years, guys. We knew each other. Yes, it's definitely just been a God thing. You know, it was nothing that I planned. I would have never thought that I would have gotten married like that or that quick or whatever. But it was just a God thing, you know. And I just want to encourage you, whoever you are, wherever you are, God has somebody for each and every one of us. And listen, God will, it's going to happen the way God wants it to happen. So you don't have to force it. You don't have to, stress about it. The way that God wants it to happen, it's going to happen. Now, this doesn't happen for everybody, that they meet somebody and 2 months later, less than 2 months later, they're married or anything like that. But it's all in God's divine will. And one thing about it is, definitely ask God to lead you and guide you, because a couple of years before this, I thought that the person I was with was the one. You know, I was praying and everything, and I was just like, I know this is the one. And it was almost like I was trying to force it, because my dad was like, no, this is not it. And I was like, come on, God, but God had to show me that that wasn't the one, and whoever we think that person is, if that is not the person for us, just know that God has something better for you. Okay, God knows what you want. God knows what you desire. So if he don't give you that good thing that you think is yours, then he got something better for you. Okay, so I love you guys. You guys are so awesome, so precious. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because a lot of people ask us. So definitely stay prayerful, okay? Definitely be led by God and talk to him about it. Now, my parents, they were together less than 3 months before they got married. And my dad was like 4 or 5 years older than my mom. And they got married when she turned 18. And they've been married. They just celebrated 40 years. So again, this doesn't happen for everybody, because I know some people that have been together, maybe high school sweethearts, and they've been together for years, or maybe they were together for 2 years and then they proposed and then they got married a year later. So everybody's story is different, but we get asked this often, like, how did we meet? So I just wanted to share that with you guys and encourage you guys. And I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are beautiful. Like and subscribe.